BBAI could have one of the biggest short squeezes we've seen for a company its size. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down and explaining exactly how and why this is something that is in the works right now. So without further ado, hit the thumbs up button. Remember, my friends, I am a perma bull when it comes to BBAI. Now, if this video gets over 100 likes, I will continue to come out with more quality BBAI content. So let's get that to 100 likes. And now let's continue talking about BBAI and where do we see it going. So why am I saying that BBAI could have one of the biggest short squeezes of all time? So let's first understand how does a short squeeze really work. The way a short squeeze works is shorts are forced to go ahead and cover their position considering that the stock is going up at a higher price. All right, the way shorting works is that you sell something first, you borrow it, okay, you borrow it from your broker, you sell it first, and then you pray to God it becomes cheaper, and then you buy it back and then you return it. If you sold it at $5 and you bought it back at $2, you made $3 difference. Okay, that's how shorting works. Now, what happens if God doesn't answer your prayers and the stock actually ends up going up higher? Well, what happens in that case is that you are forced, not really forced, but you are obliged, if you want to cut your losses, to go ahead and actually buy it at a more expensive price. And now you're losing money, okay? Now, what does that do when you go ahead and you buy it at a higher price? When you buy something at a higher price, you're creating demand for it at a higher price. So you having to close your position causes that price to actually increase again for the next person who's a little bit later, the next person higher and higher and higher and higher. Okay, all of a sudden there's demand at freaking $20 for something that you shorted or you sold at $5. Does that make sense? Because someone had to go and get it and return it, and all of a sudden they had to do so at the elevated prices of $20 per share. Okay, now when it comes to BBAI, what you need to understand on short interest, short squeezes in general, is that you need a trigger, okay? You need a trigger to the upside, all right? Now, the example I always like to give is, a house. Imagine someone left the gas knob on and the house is filled with gas. That house is not going to explode until there is a spark. Once there's a spark, then the house is going to go boom and it's going to explode, all right? Now, when a company's heavily shorted, that's the gas not being left on and there's gas everywhere and the place smells like gas, but the house has not yet exploded. Why? Because it hasn't yet gotten that spark that is pushed, that is kind of like the start of a domino effect and pushes the shorts over, okay? In order to go in a spiral and cover, okay? So, with that said, what can this spark be, Sam? Well, the spark can be the earnings. The spark can be the earnings. Now, here's the problem about this theory, right? That the earnings can be the spark is that, a big portion of a catalyst, okay? And I always tell you guys, right? A big portion of what causes a stock to move from a catalyst perspective is its shock factor, okay? If everyone knows that Elon Musk is going to come out and announce that he's, he's stepping down from Tesla in 6 weeks from now, okay? If everyone knows that in 6 weeks from now is the day Elon Musk is going to announce that he's going to step down from Tesla, guess what's going to happen? The day he actually announces it, there isn't going to be that much price volatility as if today he came out and he said, hey, everyone, I've decided that I'm going to step down from being Tesla's CEO. Right? Then everyone's like, oh, what is going on? Bye. So, because what you need to understand at the end of the day, right? And this is just fundamentals about the markets, right? At the end of the day, stocks go up because people press buy and stocks go down because people press sell. So we need to understand what are the emotions that people are feeling in order to go ahead and actually press buy and press sell. This is why one of my favorite books when it comes to trading, right? I've pretty much read all of them, but this one's honestly my favorite is Trade the Trader, okay? Trade the Trader. If you can, check it out. It's available on Kindle. The hardcover is like one of one and, well, not one of one. I think it's one of 10 or one of 20 and it costs like $5,000. So don't worry about getting a hardcover. You don't need the hardcover. Just get it on Kindle, okay? It's called Trade the Trader. It's a very, very good book. And it pretty much goes at, and one of my favorite reading theses is this one. What was it? Want to make money trading, learn poker. This was, I believe it was 2023 or something like that. It was a article. There we go. It was a Bloomberg's article, and it's really interesting because it pretty much goes. Yeah, as you guys can see, it was 2023. It's a really good article. So go over it. Want to succeed on Wall Street, learn poker and not economics, right? This is also a really, really good article. Once you like freaking, I don't know why it's giving me this pop-up and everything like that, but anyways, it's really good. And it pretty much explains to you how, trading is being able to anticipate other traders' reactions. Now, with that said, the earnings are coming up. Okay, the earnings are coming up, and we have not seen lower expectations set for an AI company in the growth space. We have not seen it. 2% year over year. They are expected to bring in 2%. The expectations, these are Wall Street expectations. I don't know what they're based off of, but they're 2%. That's what they're expecting. Now imagine if the company comes out with a 20% year over year growth. What would that do? Well, all of a sudden, although we are anticipating the earnings, and let's say we're anticipating earnings to be good, but all of a sudden the shock factor is back. Whoa, what? They did 10 times what Wall Street expected them to do? A 20% year over year growth against the 2% year over year growth expectations? And I'm telling you right now, if there's ever been a year that this could happen, is right now. It's right now. Okay? Because right now, they're giving them the shitty expectations of the past, but what they're not really looking at is how much AI has developed in this past year. How much more have companies gone ahead and they've actually became, open to using AI. Now, the reality is when it comes to Big Bear AI, majority of their, majority of their customers are governments, but regardless, even governments, AI has taken a massive, 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 massive growth boost this year. So for me, I think that if the earnings come in at a massive, massive rate, we could be seeing a short squeeze, okay? Now, what makes me say that? Well, let's go over here and let's take a look at the short interest of this ticker as well. The short interest is sitting at 25% according to Ortex. Let's refresh this. According to Ortex, it's sitting at 25%. Now, this 25% is probably closer to, I want to say 70 to 80%. Why do I say that, right? Because when it comes to short interest, guys, this is just looking at my portfolio, your portfolio, and Jimmy's portfolio. It's not accounting for the hedge funds. Why isn't it accounting for hedge funds, Sam? Because hedge funds are not using freaking Robinhood to short, or Trade Zero to short, or Schwab to short. Okay? Do you know what they're using? They're using dark pool. They're using synthetic shares. They're using freaking naked shorting. They're doing the most crooked shit possible. But guess what? They also need to cover their shares. Okay? That's it. So with that said, the real number is probably a lot closer to like 50 to 70% if you ask me. Again, this is all, there's a lot of assumptions going on here, right? And but that's just what I think, okay? That this number is fake. I mean, when you look at the short squeeze that AMC had, right? If you looked at it on paper, it showed that AMC had a short interest of 15%. Well, in reality, we all know that how much it was shorted, and the squeeze proved that to us, right? That how much it was actually shorted. So overall, guys, I'm bullish on Big Bear AI. Now, regardless, I always tell you guys, when we are heading into earnings, always close a portion of your position. Okay, personally, I'm closing a fourth of my position, a quarter of my position before heading to the earnings. But this is just a rule of thumb that I apply. Again, I'm a very, very conservative trader, guys. I don't just spray and pray. I aim and fire, and I think that my win rate does freaking show that. I have an 82% win rate after freaking 500 trades later, right? Month of August, no red days yet. Month of July, only 2 red days. Month of June, 1 red day. Man, this red day was the worst. I mean, it really pissed me off, honestly, because we could have had a flawless month. But nope. May, 3 red days. April, no red days at all. March, 1 red day. We've been crushing it, okay? We've been crushing it. Now, again, you can have a lower win rate and still be profitable, so don't think that you need such a high win rate. But for me, I'm an accuracy guy, okay? I'm big on accuracy. Now, if you guys want to trade alongside me every single day and receive alerts like this, where we give you guys exact entries, exact exits, and everything like that, check out the Discord. Okay, right now it's on a 50% sale for the next 10 members that join. I understand that you may be skeptical. Okay, again, I agree with your skepticism, especially in this space. Do be skeptical, please, 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 because there's a lot of shady shit going on over here. But there's a reason. That's why we offer a 7-day free trial and a 30 days money back guarantee. Wilson says, "Hi Sam, thank you for our work. My 7-day free trial finishes good. I think everyone 7Ks in 7 days, right?" He brought in. So again, what I would do personally is, I would try it out for the first 7 days, see if I make money. If I make money, I'll come back for more. If I don't make money, I'll leave, right? And this is literally today. Thank you for teaching me a thing or two about a thing or two. Cheers, Top Trader Academy. I appreciate you for 49% the past month. Maybe pause it and read some of these, right? A lot of nice messages. Mind you, these are all like yesterday, right? That's like Friday, right? People are coming in, and I made big money today with this one. I appreciate you, right? Now, that's it. Give it a shot, okay? Give it a shot. See if you make money. If you make money, come back for more. If you don't make money, honestly, pack your bags and leave. And never, ever come back again, okay? That's what I would do. 175% the past week. We've been crushing it, man. We've been crushing it day in, day out, right? 160% the past month. Amazing results overall. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. And remember, listen, manage your sizing correctly, okay? Because earnings are binary. And listen, I doubt they're going to miss a freaking 2%. Okay, I doubt they're going to miss a 2% year over year. I mean, if they miss 2%, dude, if they miss a 2% year over year growth, I'm genuinely going to crash out. I'm actually going to, it's going to be nuts. Okay. I mean, it would be insane. Okay. So, but again, you never know, right? And listen, I'm saying this and I'm still going ahead and I'm closing a quarter of my position, right? Why? Because as a rule of thumb, before any binary outcomes, before any earnings, I always lock in some profits, because you never, ever know. You never know. As much as you know, you just never know. Okay, that's it. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Happy in trading, and that's all. I look forward to meeting you guys in Top Trade Academy. Again, we have day trade alerts, swing alerts, option alerts, and we just launched a small account challenge, super small account challenge for only $1,000. Okay, so $1,000 account challenge. You can have $10,000. Just take 10 times the amount of size. You can have 5,000. Just buy 5 times the amount of shares that we buy and everything like that. But yeah. Anyways, give it a shot. Thank you for watching. Happy in trading. Your boy Sam from Top Academy.